If you are in a season where you're trying to clean your home and develop systems to clean your home, it can often feel really overwhelming. There are so many books out there with different systems. There's so many YouTube videos with different systems about what you're supposed to be doing every day and every week and every month and every quarter. And it can get really, really complicated. But we are in a season transitioning from, being in survival mode where we completely stopped all cleaning systems completely to reentry where I caught up and dug ourselves out. We deep cleaned the bathrooms again. We dug out the kitchen. We caught up on all the laundry. And now we're in a season of, okay, what I like to call normalizing, where we're developing those systems of cleaning our home regularly so it doesn't become like this absolute disaster of we deep clean it and then it falls apart, and we deep clean it and it falls apart, but instead it stays relatively clean all the time. So today I'm going to share with you how we're doing that, coming from a spot of I don't have maximum energy. I'm not going to jump into somebody's massive cleaning routine, and yet we're still making lots of really great progress. And so if you're in that space, hopefully this will help give you some encouragement about how to do something simple in your home and still have really great results.
Hi, I'm Jessica Jackson, and this is the new way to thrive in motherhood by leaning into who you are, what you love, your unique family situation, and personal mission to create a life that you actually want to live. I want to invite you to join me in saying no to the life of the exhausted supermom, burnout, victim thinking, being pulled in so many directions, suffering through survival mode, or being lost in motherhood, and say yes to building strong families and moving forward on our greatest goals in order to create a fulfilling life that we are excited to wake up to each day and become a soaring mother. This is the Thriving in Motherhood podcast.
If you're resonating with this episode, I highly recommend heading over to thrivinginmotherhoodpodcast.com/checklist and grabbing the 5-step path from surviving to thriving to really help empower you to walk along this path yourself, figure out where you're at and what season you're at and where to focus your time and energy. And you can get that at thrivinginmotherhoodpodcast.com/checklist. Today, I am really grateful because we have been in survival season for months and months and months with this pregnancy. I've hit the 20 weeks mark, and so I'm halfway through, and I have not had the most amazing second trimester where you don't feel pregnant anymore and life is great, but I've been having good mornings and occasionally a good afternoon thrown in there. And so really maximizing those moments when I feel good and prioritizing in that survival season, we really just prioritized homeschooling in the morning and feeding kids like that. It was if I did those two things, it was a win, and myself, because you eat a lot when you're pregnant, right? So just those things, just keeping us alive and school going, and we did great. But as my capacity increases, the next thing to slide in there is, the house, right? We want our house to be a little bit better, nor a lot better, right? We want to not be in that emergency mode all the time, and we want the bathrooms to be cleaner, and we want the just the kitchen to be reset and easy to cook in instead of constantly shuffling and pushing stuff around to make room for the next meal that we're cooking. And so we're in this normalizing phase. I want routines, and figuring out where to start has been really great, actually, and interesting this time. So I'm going to share with you what we're doing, but also why I'm doing it to help you figure out your own whys and your own whats, because I think this is highly customizable. Yes, there's a lot of systems plans. In fact, I'm doing a bunch of research, reading them all again. I read tons of them over the years, and putting summaries into the Surviving to Thriving Toolkit to help shortcut your figuring it out for you, because some people really do like those plans, and I've learned a lot from them. So that's in the survivingtothrivingtoolkit.com. I do think there's lots of benefits in learning from people that have really figured out systems for their home, and the deep cleaning ones. But for me, where I'm at right now is I started out by figuring out, okay, what do I want to do every single day? And how can I make it easy to do that? Okay, so that is step one. What do you want to do every single day? And how can you make it easy to do that? And for me, the way that I figured this out is I figured out, okay, what are my own pain points? What matters to me? And also talking to my husband, what matters to him? Now, a few years ago, when we were coming out of survival mode with our 4th child, who's now giving 4, so this is a while ago, our kids were in a phase where they were building forts all of the time downstairs, all of the time. And so our walkways, there was no place to walk, and sometimes there wasn't a place to sit because all of the furniture was being used at these forts. And so for my husband, he was like, I just want a place to sit in the evenings. I want to be able to walk like to the stairs and walk to the bathroom. Like, I just want to be able to navigate the house. There can still be forts at the end of the day in funny places, but like, as long as I have a place to sit and I can walk, that matters. And so one of the things we had to do every day in our house was clear walkways, okay, and a place to sit. All right, I'm sharing that with you because most daily cleaning routines involved, dishes. And they do for me this time too, okay? But I want you to know that your daily thing might be really obscure like ours was, depending on what season of life you're in, what stages your kids are at, their family culture, okay? So sky's the limit here. Don't feel like you're going for a right answer. There is no right answer. So for me this time, as our family's older, as we're cooking, we're cooking almost all of our meals at home. We're cooking all of our meals at home. We're cooking all of our food from scratch. Like, that's just our lifestyle. I realized that I would love to be able to wipe the counters clean, not like all the time. I would love for our kitchen to just be easily reset after every single meal. That was like, what do I want to do daily? I want that kitchen just reset every single meal. So that's something I decided this time was important to me. So then the question is, well, how do I make that easy to do? So we make sure it took a while. Like the first few days, it took time because we had to clear off all of the stuff from the kitchen counters. There were jars that had been sitting there from different projects or different people in my family. We had to empty those out. There was some deep cleaning. Like, there was a backlog of stuff on those kitchen counters that it took a while to clear. But now it's pretty fast, and then I also had to make sure that we had washcloths. So we use our washcloths, and I wash them once a week. We've got a laundry basket in our bathroom. So once a washcloth's been used and it's wet and it can hang up on this plastic laundry basket in our downstairs bathroom until it dries, then we knock it in. And at the end of the week, I wash all of the washcloths in our upstairs laundry room. So I had to get that system set up where I was washing our downstairs laundry regularly, once a week. And that we spent that time deep cleaning the kitchen so that the counters were reset. Now, I also wanted the floor to be easy to sweep and the table to be wiped after every meal, or at least probably twice a day. At least once a day. Okay, at least once a day. But what I'm finding is I'm having my kids do it once a day, and then maybe I'm doing it once a day as well. And so so like for me, that was, okay, number one, every day, that's what I want to be doing. I want that kitchen to be reset because for me, I want it to just always be easy to come in and do the next thing. So that's my why. Now, there's usually a long pile list of daily things that people put in their cleaning routines, but I realize in this season, I don't want to, I can't have a long list of daily things for cleaning my home specifically. I already have a long list of daily things that I do with my family. And so for me, that's not something I'm interested in. So the next task for me, like the next level for me, if I'm keeping my kitchen clean every single day, actually there's one more thing. There's one more thing that's every day, which is tidying up. I want tidying our home to be way daily or even multiple hours throughout the day, right? Like checkpoints throughout the day. So just like the kitchen is getting reset, our main living spaces are getting reset. And so the way that we're doing this is I've realized, as I was looking around the floor, I realized, okay, there are some things here that are, that have homes, for sure have homes. Shoes have homes, coats have homes, bathrobes have homes, gloves have homes. There's some things downstairs that everybody knows what those homes are, but they weren't necessarily getting put there. And then we have other things that was just laying around. And I felt like because we had things that had homes that were just on the ground, then it was just a magnet for all these other stuff to be laying around and not put away. And then we also have projects happening 24/7 at my house. And so there's always cardboard scraps and tape and scissors and just all of those project-y things that a lot of the times things need to be just thrown away, right? The project's been done and there's scraps need to go in the garbage. So what we decided to implement is, if those things that have homes, not everything, but the shoes, the coats, the bathrobes, the fleeces, those things that everybody knows what the homes are, they're very well established, it's been very well trained, are left out, then I will confiscate them. And to get them back, they need to put away 15 things per item. And for me, that's like, no money's being exchanged. There's no like crazy heavy-handedness happening in our house. But what happens is the whole problem gets solved, right? The stuff that doesn't have homes is getting cleaned up, or even have more obscure homes is getting cleaned up. And the things that do have homes are getting put away more consistently. So that is how we're starting with this tidying problem, because it's just getting easier over time. And like, there's just less stuff on the floor over time. This isn't a quick fix, but it's making a really big difference. And then for me, my part on this as well is every day I am trying to declutter a little bit, whether it's just going through a drawer or a cabinet. If I don't feel like I can handle a specific space, I'll just grab a garbage bag and see what I can gather and remove. Or if there's a few things, I put a cardboard box at our van. So just trying to put, something out there in the van, in the box to donate. So this doesn't happen every single day, but it's happening at least a few times a week. And again, it's just every little bit makes a big difference. And so that's how we're tackling this stuff, right? So I've set my dailies, like what matters to us daily. I'm trying to raise the standard in our kitchen. I'm trying to reduce all of the clutter and the stuff that's not getting put away. So we're just regularly cleaning up, and even just cleaning up after ourselves as we go along, as opposed to being like creating really strict times. Just like once you use something, put it away, right? So that's what we're working on. Then I come to weekly. And so the next question is, what do you want cleaned every week? And again, this is going to be different for every single one of us. At least it can be, right? You can pick a cleaning routine where it lists out what you should be doing every week. And I've looked at so many of them. I'm looking at them again, like I said, for the toolkit. But it's like they assign different themes for each day. I mean, there's just so many options. But for me, I realized, okay, the way that I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do each week is by deciding what are my priorities this week. So priority number 1 is that the laundry gets washed and folded and put away. Now, I have done daily laundry. Like when I have seasons of kids having accidents, I do laundry every single day, right? It's just part of the routine. You wake up, whatever's in the laundry basket that gets thrown in, the dirt, the sheets and the wet clothes get thrown in. And I do that. However, my preference for sure is to wash everything on Monday morning. Like just do all of my laundry, do 4 or 5 loads of laundry, and I'm done for the week. We have really streamlined our wardrobes. We don't have loads and loads of clothes, so we have enough to get through the week, and that's it. So we do laundry. So I love to do that. So I started having my kids. I realized I do not do afternoon jobs very well. Like we are not consistent with afternoon jobs. Partly it's because, and when I'm not like sick, we just are doing projects in the afternoon, or we're going on adventures, or we're outside, and nobody wants to stay inside and do housework. Or like in this season with my pregnancy, I cannot count on my energy in the afternoon. So what we started doing is we're really good at doing breakfast and cleaning up the kitchen. And we've been doing that for years. So now I'm just tacking on one more like little chore before we start school. And we're hitting the season right where everyone's waking up earlier. And like it's in winter, people were sleeping in because the sun was, later to rise. But now the sun's rising earlier. Everyone's up earlier. Breakfast is happening earlier. So we now all of a sudden have this open window. And so I'm filling it with a morning chore that we're all doing together. So on Monday, everybody's gathering laundry around the house from their bedrooms, whatever, and we're putting it into the laundry room. It does not take much time. On Tuesday, all of that laundry that I wash is getting folded and put away, because on Monday, I'm sorting and putting it into their individual baskets. So on Tuesday, everyone can fold and put their laundry away. On Wednesday, I've in my head forever, I've just thought, wipe down Wednesday. I don't know why. But so Wednesday, we have a rotation of the downstairs bathroom and the upstairs bathroom getting cleaned. We have a hallway that the stairs and hallway upstairs need attention because that's not anyone's specific zone. So once a week that gets totally reset and vacuumed. And then our last one is mopping the floors, or like my youngest really wanted to clean another bathroom. So she helped me clean my bathroom. Actually, she just cleaned my bathroom. She can totally do it. So in this case, we had 3 bathrooms cleaned and the stair hallway upstairs vacuumed and swept, or cleaned up, tidied and vacuumed. So we do that on Wednesday mornings. So what's great now is our bathrooms are getting cleaned once a week. Now I know a lot of the routines you do it every day. That is just not going to happen in the season of life that I'm in. It's just not. So I've decided once a week is fantastic, and I feel really good about that. Then on Thursday, we're doing deep cleaning. So for like everyone wanted to pick a song. So we did like deep cleaning to 5 songs, and with 5 people cleaning, that's a lot of minutes that we're racking up. So it was probably like, 20 minutes of deep cleaning, maybe even a little bit more, because I had some kids start a little bit earlier and some end a little bit later. And so what I'm doing is instead of following like this list, I'm just picking the deep cleaning job that's annoying me the most. So I noticed we had handprints all the way up the stairs, and in our dining room there was like splatters all around the wainscoting, and the baseboards looked really yucky. And so we just wet washcloths down, turn on music, and scrubbed. We just scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed for, you know, the time that it took to play 5 songs. We maybe threw a bonus song in there. Everyone was just having fun, and so didn't want to really stop. And power cleaned. And so, and then because it was like, well, I'm throwing all of this laundry now into the laundry room to wash, you know, all the towels and stuff that we'd used, I just wiped down my appliances. I wiped out like the base around the washer that was gross, and the laundry room kind of got, you know, cleaned out. So, you know, and I wiped out like just different components on the washer and dryer that were gross, that just needed to be cleaned out, that have been bugging me honestly for probably years, and just never done anything about it, right? But now it's done. And so so over time, maybe I will develop, I probably will develop more of a system or a rhythm for cleaning, like what we do in deep cleaning. But right now, just having one day, 20, 30 minutes with music on with my kids of all doing one task together, completely changing things. And I know like one day where it's going to be stripping beds, because I've got bunk beds, which is fantastic for tiny rooms and lots of kids, but a little bit of a challenge when it comes to getting all the sheets off the bed. Like, it is not fast. It is a big project to strip those beds. And so even though we've simplified them as much as you possibly can, and when I'm pregnant, I should say, it's a really big project because the top bunk is tricky with the belly. So anyway, so that will be one. Or deep cleaning, like the inside of the oven can be a thing, or, you know, just whatever is next on my mind of like, oh, this is bothering me. Because the funny thing is that I've discovered, and the wonderful thing is, once you start getting your clutter in control, and once you start resetting your spaces, just like the physical stuff is off the ground, all of a sudden you're like, oh, wow, like those windows are dirty, or, oh, we should clean those blinds. Whereas before, there's just so much stuff, you don't really notice. At least I don't notice the dirt and the grime as much. Whereas once you start, you know, getting into normalizing and resetting things, you start to realize, oh, we could take that layer of stuff off, and we could take that layer off, you know, oh, we could dust the ceiling fans. Oh, we could take care of the vents. Oh, you know, these things can just be taken care of. So that's how we decided our weekly. Now, there are other things that we do to clean as far as like resetting spaces, and we're still working on deep cleaning certain areas, like, you know, bedrooms or things like that, as far as getting them set up and organized and streamlined and decluttered. And so we've got like other projects going on for sure, and those are happening in the afternoons. But as far as like a routine go, just having that kitchen reset every day for us, making sure the laundry is done every single week, the bathrooms are cleaned every week, and deep cleaning other areas of our house, you know, for 30 minutes a day as a whole family, is really chipping away and making a huge dent in our home and improving things. So can you complicate it more than that? Absolutely. Oh, I will say Friday morning's chore is we get all the garbage gathered and taken out, and recycling gathered and taken out to the curb. And then it's also our library day, so we're gathering all the library books. So that's kind of what we've done for Friday. And then we have tons of outside projects that are happening in the afternoons or before lunch or on the weekends. So there's lots of other things happening here, but that's the bulk of, as far as cleaning goes, what we do. And so for me, it's very manageable. It makes an impact. It helps. And yeah, it's not taking tons of my time and tons of my energy, but it makes a really big difference. So I would love to hear in the comments, if you're watching on YouTube, or comment on wherever you're listening, about what are your priorities for daily, and pick just a few, and weekly, and what matters to you, and what are you going to focus on implementing in your family, so that your cleaning can be simple, but yet start making progress and making a dent in your own home and spaces. Where you are planted, watch the blossoms grow.